Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Moments with Me, the show where I talk about my personal experiences and my life stories. Welcome back for another great episode. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you to everyone that subscribed already. And I gotta say, thank you to everyone who listened and enjoyed, but also sympathized with the last episode. I really appreciate it. Hearing everyone's feedback always means the world, so thank you so much for that. And if you haven't listened to the last episode, go check it out. I talk about my Thanksgiving experience and also with being yourself and that stuff. So be sure to go check out the last episode. And as for today's episode, we're actually going to talk about the next holiday coming up, Christmas. And maybe not in a way that certain people would expect. Because, well, for people that know me, they know that Christmas is in fact my favorite holiday. I love dressing up. I love decorating. I love watching Christmas movies. I love everything about Christmas. I always have, and I think I always will. But over time, I've talked to people, and I've kind of noticed that Christmas isn't necessarily the same experience for them as it is for me. And I think this goes for quite a bit of people that I know, where it's not the same for everybody. And so I kind of wanted to talk about that in this episode. Something that I noticed a lot of is a lot of people saying things like, Christmas isn't the same, or man, I wish Christmas could be what it used to be. And in a way, I I definitely feel like I can relate to that for sure. I think that there's a lot of factors into it, and I think that's kind of the topic I wanted to talk about for anyone that maybe is struggling to get into the Christmas spirit or struggling to find enjoyment in Christmas. So, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Like I said, one of the main things that people talk about is where Christmas isn't the same. And I definitely can agree with that to an extent. Like, is Christmas the same now as it was when I was a kid? No, no. Unfortunately, it's not. It's changed a lot. I mean, we got life. We have now having to stress about getting gifts for other people. And on top of that, I feel like Christmas season has kind of been starting earlier and earlier every year. Like, you guys notice that it'll be like right before Halloween or before Halloween, people already start talking about Christmas. And I think that's kind of grown a fatigue or resentment towards the holiday, which I can't blame them. I can't blame them because even as someone that loves Christmas like myself, it is annoying to think that the day after Halloween, they already start playing All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. As much as I love that song too. So I can honestly understand that frustration. Another thing that I've noticed is when it comes to the holidays, we tend to compare our experiences in the present to the experiences in the past. And I'm not trying to guilt anyone. I mean, I'm very guilty of this myself. But I just kind of want to bring this up a little bit. I mean, comparing to the past is something that we tend to do a lot. It's not really just with the holidays, it's something that we tend to do in general. And I've done it a lot. I've compared myself to the past a lot. There's a lot of things my past self was really good at that I wish I was. Like, for example, when I was younger, I used to be really good about reading. Like, I could literally just sit down and read. It was so easy. And I was consuming knowledge and, having that imagination. And, as I'm older now, I have a hard time just reading one chapter, and it sucks. I want to have that ability back. I want to have that back. My point is that, again, instead of thinking about how we can make things special now, we instead reflect on what once was. So I think we have this idea when it comes to Christmas that the holidays change and it's not the same as it once was and all that stuff that we had talked about. And I will say, maybe it is it what it once was? Maybe not. But do I think the holiday necessarily changed? No. to be honest, I think it's us. I think it's us. Growing up, maturing, going through life stuff. I think that's what's done it. I think that having all these stresses and worries in life and, not really having much fun anymore, or maybe not as much fun as we used to have anymore. I think that's a factor. Another factor I've noticed is that when you're younger, your parents have that job of making Christmas special for you. They want it to they want you to feel that Christmas spirit. And as you're older, you're kind of looking for that. You're like not necessarily wanting someone to give you that, but you want to feel that. You want the Christmas spirit to come to you. You want it to you want to feel that again. And well, unfortunately, now that now that you're older, you can't really rely on your parents to give you that anymore. You kind of have to do that yourself. And that's something that I've learned too is that for the Christmas spirit, you got to make it special for yourself. Whether it's you go out and you see the Christmas lights or like I said like with putting on Christmas PJs or listening to Christmas music, watching Christmas movies. And yeah, like really you have to be the one now to make Christmas special for yourself. Actually, here in a couple days, I'm going to kind of take myself on a date because I'm single. So, that's hashtag that single life. Um, but I'm going to take myself out and I'm going to go ice skating. And I was also going to go to the Enchanted so I could check out the Christmas lights. Again, giving myself the experiences that I think I was waiting on other people to give me. And instead, I'm giving that to myself because I deserve that. I deserve to feel that. And I want to fully experience that. And maybe that's what you need to do for yourself. Think about all the things that you did as a kid that made Christmas feel special to you and do those things. Do those things. Get yourself into it, really like go out there. Have fun with it. But and even then, to be honest, if that doesn't work, you know what you can do? Remember how we were talking about how your parents are making Christmas special for you? Well, you can do that for other people. Bring them up. Get them into the Christmas spirit. Give. There's so many things that you can do to make Christmas special for yourself. And if not for yourself, then for other people. And I think that's kind of why, for me, I still love Christmas is because, when I was growing up, I was growing up on the idea of Christmas and, Christmas spirit and Christmas magic. And I think now what I love about it is, I mean, yes, I love the decorations and the music and, all that stuff. But I think what I love about it now is, especially with me having a job, if anything, I can give people gifts that I want to give them and show the people that I know that I care about them and making their holiday even more special. And maybe that's what you need to do to make it special for yourself too. So, is Christmas the same? Maybe not. But has the holiday changed? No. I think it's us being hung up on nostalgia, being hung up on what once was rather than what it is now, and finding that Christmas spirit within us right now. Unlocking our inner child and making that inner child feel that special magic once again. And so, my advice to you all is don't be hung up on the past. Stay in the present. Make Christmas special for yourself today. Make it special for others today. Do what you believe Christmas is. Go out, have fun, give to others, be festive. Do those things that you love for Christmas. Well, everyone, with all that being said, that is all the time I have for this episode. So if you guys liked it, make sure you like and subscribe and comment down below. Is Christmas the same for you? Why or why not? And I am excited to say that I have another Christmas episode coming out on Christmas Eve where I'll be talking about Christmas, and I'm also going to be talking about my Disney trip that I'm going to be taking here very soon. So go out there, enjoy this Christmas season while we're still in it. Thank you all for listening, and I will see you guys next time.